Let's jump down to D.C. right now. A lot of news out of D.C. We've been talking about Jay Powell, but pharmaceutical executives also face some tough questions from the Senate Finance Committee today, as senators demanded to know why the cost of prescription drugs only seems to go one way. And you know which way that is. It's up. Yahoo Finance Washington correspondent Jessica Smith is live on Capitol Hill with Senator Debbie Stabenow, who is asking some of those tough questions. Take it away, Jessica.
Yeah, Senator Debbie Stabenow from Michigan joins me here. As you mentioned, she is on the Senate Finance Committee, and she had some tough questions for the executives today. One of the things that you brought up was the fact that consumers outside of the U.S. pay so much more for drugs when these companies are getting taxpayer-funded grants to pay for research. What did you make of their explanations that they gave you?
I don't think they gave very good explanations, and it's great to be with you, by the way. And this is such an important subject because the cost of prescription drugs is the main driver, the fastest driver in raising healthcare costs. And so when you look at the whole picture, it doesn't make sense when almost all of the basic research that's done for our country is done through the National Institute of Health. And of the 210 drugs that came on the market between 2010 and 2016, there were $200 billion in grants given to drug companies, not loans, grants, to develop this product. Then they go from there on research and development. They're allowed to write off the costs of that on their taxes, so we subsidize them again. And then all that we want to know is that we can afford the medicine, and then we pay more than other countries. For instance, in Europe, for Humira, they pay $50, and here on average $400, and in some cases even much, much higher. And so when I asked why that was, there was not a good answer, and basically the answer is because they can.
When you bring up Humira, that's another thing I wanted to touch on. In your questioning, you asked about the patents. There are so many patents for that particular drug. Do you think something needs to happen in that arena to solve this problem?
I do think that we need to address patents, and there's bipartisan interest in patent reform. Humira, the I think most popular prescription drug, went off patent in 2016, but they have over 130 different kinds of patents, and some of those actually were processed as patented after the drug was already on the market. I asked about the patents, and of course there is no change in the chemical formula of the drug. It may relate to manufacturing or something else that happened, but it allows them to keep this drug under patent for up to 38 years, I think it was, something like that. And so that means they are protected from competition. And so all along the way, what I see are taxpayers investing in basic research, investing in helping the companies be successful, 15–20% profit margin a year, which is way more than most other Fortune 500 companies. And at the same time, we end up paying more than other countries, and the patent system is used to protect them from competition. It's not right.
Okay, and we actually have a question from New York. Jen has a question for you here.
Hi, Senator. Just a quick question. Busy day down there, lots going on. We have this resolution in front of the House on terminating President Trump's national emergency proclamation, and I want to know what you think will happen if that gets to the Senate.
Well, I think there's a good chance that there will be enough votes to pass it in the Senate, but it takes 51 votes, as you know, to do that. So I think there's a good chance that that will happen if every one of my Republican colleagues who has raised concerns about the constitutionality actually voted for it. There would be many more than that. And so, but I think there's a good chance it'll pass the Senate.
Okay. Turning back to prescription drugs for just one moment, do you think there is actually something that could get done here? You know, there's a lot of skeptics out there who say there's bipartisan support for the idea, but what do you think will actually get done?
I think we have to decide really whose side we're on here. People who need medicine, life-saving medicine, or companies who do extremely well setting their own prices.
All right. Thank you so much, Senator Debbie Stabenow from Michigan. We'll send it back to you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Yahoo Finance's Jessica Smith and Senator Debbie Stabenow.